Okay, well, that was a failed attempt at a fade out, but
That's
how's every?
it's fine. We're good.
Yeah, it was flawless. No one saw a thing. I
Best I've
gotta.
ever heard / seen.
It was like it went quiet, then it went loud again, then it went quiet again, and it's like, God damn, weird scroll wheel thingy on Monster Cat. Just do what I want. How is everybody doing? Cal, how are
I
you
mean,
doing?
I
It's
don't
been a
know if
week.
I speak for everybody, but I'm doing pretty good.
Welcome to the 5th episode of the Dungeons and Downloads podcast. Where can they watch us live, Cal? Where can you see it live? When, where, how?
Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
Every Monday. O'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock
Every
Atlantic.
Monday.
Every Monday.
/ some Tuesdays, depending on the week.
Yeah, unless someone's got some life crap going on. And if you do happen to miss it live, you can always pick us up on. You can either watch the YouTube video the next day if you want to see our beautiful faces, or we're on the podcast, all the platforms, all the good ones, because we have face fit for radio. So there's that.
That's what my mama always told me.
My mama always told me I had a face fit for radio. She often gave me one to play with in the bath. What are we talking?
Get kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, the memories are go staticky, just like in between the stations. What are we talking about today, Cal?
SGDQ.
That's a lot of
Summer
letters.
Games Done Quick. That is where speedrunners, we actually talked about this last week a little bit, where speedrunners come together and raise money for charity.
That's the only topic we have, so I guess let's just get right into it. Summer Games Done Quick has a mouthful of an abbreviation. But like
it does.
But like what is it? It's a lot of games. So, they're done quickly. It was this year. What is it?
I think you just went over it. It's a lot of games.
Oh, geez.
People come together who it's supposed to be, some of the top speedrunners from around the globe, especially now that it's online for this year because of, recent events. They come together and they run games, just kind of chaining them back to back to back to back for a week. And they raise money. People donate to see either an extended version of a run or to see a different run. And they all donate to charities for Doctors Without Borders.
I was trying to think of like a really big speed running name like Endy. And when you said all the top speed runners, I was going to be like all the top speed runners and Endy, as if like he wasn't, but I couldn't think of anybody. I was like,
and wait a minute, that's an old name.
Yeah. So Games Done Quick has been around for a while. The last 3 years, they've raised $16 million for charity. I don't remember what year they decided they were only doing Doctors Without Borders, but I'm pretty sure it's been the last 3. So all that money's gone to Doctors Without Borders. This year they raised $2.9 million. Just at SGDQ. Wow. AGDQ is in the winter. Yeah. So this happens twice a year. In the winter, they raised another $2.7 million. Last year they raised $5 million. The year before that they raised $5 million. Lots of stuff.
Lots of money. Going to a great cause.
Yeah, and we're gonna give you our kind of favorite / runs we watched, and you guys should check out.
We're gonna give you a rundown.
If
you catch my drift.
That was
pretty bad. Don't lie to me.
It was okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description to the Reddit mega thread where you can find all the VODs for the runs that we're going to talk about. If you want to see it, just go on down there. If you're live right now, just Google Reddit SGDQ 2021. I'm not going to
use the Googles.
I have too many chats to post them all in every single chat. Okay. I'll let you take the first one. I'll let you take the first run. What was it? What's our first notable run?
First big run was a race, which for those who don't know is when people compete against each other.
Whoa.
No one race means. Mega Man X, which it's a pretty good game. I played it back in the day a little bit. Probably beat it in like 5 hours, maybe 6, maybe more.
Yep.
So 4 of the best runners came together and raced some Mega Man X 100%, which is actually also any percent because getting the Mega Man X's Hadouken, I think getting the Hadouken is faster than yeah, getting the Hadouken is faster than not getting it. So in Mega Man X, you get all the stuff together and then you get a Hadouken at the end,
Yeah.
which one shots bosses. But yeah, 4 people raced. It was really good. It was really awesome. It was really close. Like their PBs are pretty close, and then the race was like from the first time to the last time, it was less than a minute. The first 2 people, the top 3 finished within 10 seconds of each other.
And to put this in perspective, their personal bests are like 2 minutes apart from top to bottom. And one of the runners, Tiki, is, I'm going to say he's the top runner, because if you look at the leaderboards, there's 2 leaderboards. There's a Mega Man leaderboard and there's a Speed Runs Live leaderboard. There's a banned user who's 4 seconds quicker than him, but I don't think that counts. I think if you get banned, your run's invalidated. So in my heart, Tiki is the world record holder, because I don't even know who the other guy is. It says some banned user, and that's not his username.
Take a few seconds to derail this a second and be like, why do speedrun leaderboards keep banned users on them?
I think it's useless. I don't think it helps.
The game I just started running has the same thing, and they say it's to preserve integrity of the leaderboard, and it's like, no, you banned them, they're banned, their time shouldn't be on there.
Yeah, well, first of all, if you're talking about integrity of the leaderboard, they can't come back and beat it again, so there's no integrity. They could run a better run and they still wouldn't get on the leaderboard again. So
the only thing I can think of is so that the second place person doesn't feel like they cheated into a victory, but that's no. But anyway,
yeah, so in my heart, Tiki is the top runner.
He's a world record holder.
The 4 of them were Tiki, Luis Miguel, Clipper, and Darrenville. I've seen Darrenville before. He actually, at a previous GDQ,
he PB'd, didn't he? If I'm looking at the times right, by a second.
He what? Sorry.
He PB'd by a second, didn't he?
Not 100% sure. Because I don't know what.
Looking at these times on the sheets right now and comparing them.
Yeah, those are correct.
As long as
no, those are correct. So yeah, he PB'd by
here is right.
So as long as they called time properly on the race, I don't know if they got perfect time on the race or not.
Yeah.
Like when they did his time, but assuming that they did, he PB'd by a second. But at a previous GDQ, he did like Mega Man 1 through 5 or something like that in like he did them back to back.
In a relay.
Yeah, all by himself.
Not a relay. He was all by himself. So yeah, that was
I remember seeing it.
That takes a lot of skill because those games all have a lot of different stuff to them, like different clips, different tricks.
Well, there's one point
back to back.
There's one point in the run where they say that, like, you know, Tiki's the top runner, and then they talk about how Luis Miguel is like one of the best people who can like turn a run around when it's going poorly. And then they said that like Clipper is like the newest up and comer, and like his PB progression is just as aggressive as his play style. And then they get to Darrenville and they're just like one of the most technical runners we've ever seen. And it's like, you got those 4 guys together in a race.
Yeah.
Like that's
impressive.
That's crazy.
And that's why it's kind of cool that it's online, because that might not have been able to happen if it was in person.
Yeah. No, it was
not just connect in and race.
Highly recommend you check that out. It was super hype. It was on day 1. It was on the Sunday. Shortly after that, this is one I really enjoyed I kind of like the showcases they do sometimes. K-Shoot Mania. It's a rhythm style game. And I'm going to bring up what the controller looks like here. I'm sorry.
It's pretty cool look.
I'm sorry, podcast viewers, you're not, or listeners or whatever you are. You're not going to get
Just pull it up on your phone while you're driving. It's fine. We already went over this last week. Squint. Yeah. Now you got to pull it up on your phone. It's fine. It's fine.
This is what the controller looks like. So it's got 4 buttons on the face. Like that's where you use like your fingers, and then the 2 underneath are supposed to be for thumbs, and then the 2 knobs at the top are also used. And basically there's these like 2 lines, one on the left and one on the right. Sorry, it's blue and pink. And as they go side to side across the chart, you have to turn those knobs, Well, also pressing the buttons and using the thumb buttons. It was one of the most intense rhythm games I've ever seen.
It's insane.
And it was a
It's just
really good
impressive.
showcase. Like
Yeah.
if you like rhythm games, like I personally I like to watch people play Osu, even though I could never actually play it. This, in my opinion, is more impressive than Osu to watch. It's just crazy. It's a vertical scrolling rhythm game, completely free. You could go download it right now, and you can play it on your keyboard. I think it's a lot harder though, because instead of the knobs, the way it works is there's certain buttons allocated to moving the line so far. So I think it would be a lot harder to play on keyboard. But highly recommend that run. If you maybe don't watch, I don't know. I kind of got bored halfway through because kind of more of the same, and I can't
But
watch.
it's still impressive.
I can't watch the hand and the chart at the same time.
You just gotta open your eyes, Rufus.
No, I gotta watch like this, so I can see what's going on. But definitely like watch the last half hour where they start playing the really hard stuff. Super cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. I guess
Oh boy.
Rufus, I'll
take
take
us away for the next one.
I'll take the next one because I didn't see the last one.
This is your
on
first
here.
time seeing this run.
Metal Wolf Chaos XD. Holy shit. They they got an incentive to play some of the cutscenes during the game. So here's the game, okay? Picture it. United States of America. You're the president. And for some reason, you have like a Gundam Wing style mech. But also, somehow, the vice president of the United States has taken over the United States. And you have to kick his ass to get it back. And his name is Richard Hawks. And I laugh. Listen to this.
There's Richard Hawk. Everyone loves Richard.
Do we got the clip? It's gonna happen.
That happens like every freaking like 20 seconds in the run. Richard! But also every 10 seconds, your character goes, "I'm the president of the United States!" In case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Like the most
it's
American
This
game.
is America.
Yes. That run was hilarious. And I'm sure it was very technical. And I'm sure it was difficult. And I'm sure there's no way I could ever even come close to whoever's time that was. But that is
It was
not
also
that
hilarious,
is
though.
not why I watched that run. It had nothing to do with his proficiency. It was freaking hilarious. And I highly if you like watching silly runs, I highly recommend watching that. Usually if they have a cutscene percent, it's worth watching.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because it was just a funny one. Take it.
Definitely watch it though. Like watch it when you're if you're having kind of a rough day, especially, pull up Metal Wolf. Like just do it, and your day's just gonna get so much better.
Oh yeah, it won't get worse
It won't get worse.
Unless-
It'll get better.
unless you are
It's the
Richard.
Cal guarantee.
I mean, I watched the whole run and I'm pretty sure it's not spoilers. Usually you beat the bad guy in a video game. So
God damn it, Rufus. Now I can't play the game.
yeah, spoilers. Bring us on to the next one, Cal. Bring us in.
So, the Oracle games. This is Oracle of Ages they ran. It's
For anyone, just wait. For anyone not minted, The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. For anyone not minted into this.
That's right. Yeah. Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. It was a great game. I remember playing Seasons and Ages as a kid. Essentially, the entire Oracle of Ages run is pretty broken. It still is a longish run because they have to get to a specific item and set a certain amount of triggers because they need all 3 songs on the harp. There's a musical instrument in a Zelda game. I know it's crazy. It's never happened before. But there's a musical harp that you need to play, and there's 3 songs, and you're going for the warp song that lets you warp anywhere, anytime. And you essentially set up you trigger a text box before you transfer screens, and that puts you in a weird state, and then you warp out of that weird state into a tile area, which is very similar to Link to the Past any percent. looking, you move up a couple screens, and then you just warp into the credits. There you go. Oracle of Ages. It's 90% of the run is just getting to that last song, and then you execute the trick, which is now pretty consistent. It's not like a really luck-based thing. It's a pretty consistent trick, and you're good. It's a really impressive run. It's another one of those nice broken runs you can see and be like, how the hell did they find that out?
Th-
And yeah.
That was one of those games where, like, I feel like it didn't age as well.
Ah.
I wasn't even going for a pun there. I watched Koi play the game like a few months ago. Oh, he was salty at like the way that there were like gotchas where it like didn't explain how to do stuff.
Oh yeah,
that one was
that
a
game
lot
was
more
hard to
puzzle. It was
follow.
puzzly. It was puzzly.
Yeah.
It was a Capcom game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was part of there was the 3 Capcom games, right? Or Legend of Zelda
Did they do Link's
had 3.
Awakening?
It was Minish Cap. Oh, I think Capcom probably did Link's Awakening too. So there was 4 Capcom games. It was Link's Awakening, both
Yeah.
Oracles, and Minish Cap.
There's not
Both
like
Oracles had the gotchas. I don't think Link's Awakening or
No.
Link's Awakening had some like hidden stuff that was rough
it
to
did, but it
find.
wasn't like getting to the boss and having no idea how to do it and just like guessing.
Yeah. Like, oh, this must work.
But like, they're not bad games, but like I would say they're some of the harder ones because they're not as formulaic. Like it's not like the other
Yeah.
Zelda games where like, you get the item, it's like, oh, I'm gonna use that item. It's like, hey, what seed do I have to throw at this boss? And I'm just gonna guess because it doesn't really make a noise difference whether it hits or doesn't.
Yeah.
So if you're ready for that, it is a good game.
That was the seed. Those were the seed games. The seed shooter.
It is a good game, but like just
Yeah.
be ready for that.
It's also a fun speedrun to watch. Never actually did the speedrun myself.
So that was Sunday. And after Sunday comes Monday.
What?
Good night, everybody.
Have I been setting up my calendars wrong?
Probably. The average person does. The average person skips Monday and goes right to Tuesday for justifiable reason.
Monday, Wednesday. I had Sunday, Wednesday, Monday,
Yeah.
Thursday. I can't even go on. My brain's hurting.
So I didn't
start
see this
of
run.
Monday.
I didn't see
It's a
this
really
run,
cool run.
but I sympathize with it, and I'll explain why when you're done. Go ahead. What was it?
Ninja Gaiden, any percent. But there's a twist. You can't kill anything except for the bosses because you can't not kill the bosses. Pacifist run. So impressive to watch how they are just able to. So like in the normal Ninja Gaiden run, you kill things that get in your way. In this run, you can't. You got to find ways around them instead.
And
It's
there's
just awesome.
more than that. You cannot pick up sub weapons, and you cannot pick up health either. You can't pick up anything.
And Rufus emphasizes with this because
So back when as we explained last podcast, I quit speedrunning quite a few times. One of the times I started and quit was Ninja Gaiden Swords only. So you couldn't pick up any sub weapons or health or anything like that, and you could only use your sword. So you're allowed to kill stuff. And the route is similar to a point. There's a lot of damage boosting because you just can't deal with certain things. So like I sympathize a little bit. Not quite to the extent that he was in, because that was like way worse from some of the clips I saw. But that is a hard game. Swords only, really hard. I can't imagine how hard Pacifist would be.
yeah, it's an impressive run to watch how someone can just beat Ninja Gaiden, which is a difficult game as is,
Oh yeah.
without killing any enemies except for the bosses. Just good watch, definitely worth. Your jaw might drop a little bit.
It's not a long one either.
You might want to have a holder.
It is not long.
No, not at all.
Neither is the next run. Batman any percent. I felt so bad for Junkyard Dave, the guy running this.
Yeah.
He got a good time. It was like 11 minutes or something like that. Like just amazing time anyway. But it was an uphill battle from the beginning. On screen 1, he was going through and he was like, look, the end of this stage, I have to have like 60 ammo. And he ended with 32. And then he tried to get like a couple of skips and like the enemies were just not having it. He got to the final boss and he had messed up the RNG manip, and it was just like everywhere along the run it was just like issue after issue, but he still managed to do it in 11 minutes. Like his PB is 9 minutes. Like it was still like 2 minutes is like an eternity in speedrun time, but like 11 minutes
Yeah.
is still like an amazing time. Like I'm curious.
That was impressive. Even with everything going wrong, that was still impressive. Batman's a very technical game.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
it's been optimized just time and time and time again.
So the world
It's
record,
impressive to watch.
the world record is 9:49, and Junkyard Dave is fourth with a 9:57. I forget what the exact time was, but let's pretend that it's like 11:59. It was less than that. That would still put him in 37th place out of over 100 people.
The top runners for that game are insanely close, and they've been trying to shave off when was the world record posted?
A year ago.
Yeah, they've been trying to beat that and like shave off just like a couple seconds for a very long time.
And like Junkyard Dave's run was a year ago as well. But like his 2-minute under is still top 40. Like
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
an amazing run. Like don't think for a second that just because he faced a lot of issues means that he didn't put on a fantastic show, because he definitely did. I got so many screens I got to keep up with. Sorry if I'm looking like I got a lot I got I got a lot of stuff to look at.
Gosh.
Gosh.
I don't know. You made me think of Goofy there.
Did you see the
No
next
Goof Troop.
Did you see the next run?
Yeah, this is the one I saw live. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. They did there's a new Ghosts and Goblins game out.
It's for
And
Switch.
if you like Pain, pick it up.
If you like Pain, play it on
The,
legend mode.
Yep, they did one loop legend mode. So with Ghosts and Goblins, like the big thing is that you can go around multiple loops and it changes things. But they did one loop, which is just beat the game on legend mode, which adds so many more enemies and just makes everything so much more difficult. And it was impressive to watch. It was just really impressive to watch. And you really get to the difficulty in the game. And then at the very end, you're like, oh my God, he hit the final boss. He's totally fine. And then he died after he hit the final boss. Rufus, how did that happen? And what happened exactly?
So to frame this a little bit, this was the Mexican runner TMR, who's like a very accomplished speedrunner and has played the classic version of these games. Like he's on so many leaderboards. Like I'd look it up, but it would take me too long to count the amount of runs he has.
Oh yeah.
So he's on the final boss and he kills the final boss and then gets hit by like the final boss puts off like these little flying firebirds, and one of them hits him after the boss is dead, and that still counts as a death, and he has to do it over again with no golden armor.
Yep.
It was just stupid. We were like,
it's heartbreaking.
The look.
Yep.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring that up really quick. The look.
What am I holding on to?
You are holding on for dear life.
But to what though?
The person nearest and dearest to you.
There's no one near to me right now.
Is there anybody dear to you?
I don't know any deer.
Okay.
Personally, but I can go outside and try and find one. I live near woods.
Okay, go try to find one.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna bring this up really quick. The anguish on his face when he dies there is just like, I don't think I've ever seen a face like that in speedrunning. I really don't. And I'm going to bring it up. And again, I'm sorry for the people who are listening to this as a podcast, but
just see, like, we'll just put up warnings, bring up your phone right now.
Yeah.
Please don't actually ever listen to me in anything I say. Disclaimer, don't do it.
Okay. So, do you want to tell them kind of about the game? Like, what is Ghosts and Goblins? Just while I'm getting to the spot here.
It's a platformer with a lot of enemies, and your weapon is a dagger. You shoot, you throw daggers at things. As enemies are probably on the screen, you're like, it's a side-scrolling game. they did add there's some spells in the game as well, which you can use during the run with some upgrades and whatnot. But essentially, you are moving from left to right, sometimes right to left, and you are throwing daggers at enemies. There's a lot that happens on the screen. There's a lot more to it than just that, but that's the basics of Ghosts and Goblins. You start off with regular armor, and you can take one hit with regular armor. You take 2 hits with regular armor, and then you're dead. And then golden armor would add a 3rd hit, or no, I think it's always just 2 hits and you're dead.
No, the golden armor does add 1.
It does add a 3rd hit. Okay, so 3 hits, then you're dead. But that's it.
So this is it right here.
As long as I don't get the exploding fireballs.
So
This
I've
is the
got
boss
it. Okay,
right
I'm gonna slow it down to regular speed. I had it at 1.75. We'll slow it back down to normal speed here. So
That is
he's
the
playing.
Rufus can't see things at normal speed.
He gets hit. He kills the boss there. He dies there. Look at that.
Take me-
Look at that face.
Oh, a double KO.
Because the boss is dead.
So that is a
Look at that face.
And
Look,
then
he's
he's dead.
playing. Look,
that is a
look at that.
He's still playing while. Yeah.
Lamenting. What a trooper. What a trooper.
Yeah, it's just sad. But it happens.
It
That's
does.
speedrunning. Doesn't matter what you
Especially
do.
especially in games like that. Like difficult games gonna get difficult things. But yeah, that's all I got to say about Ghosts and God. It was a really technical. I guess technical is not the right word. It was a very impressive run. I kind of like to
It was
save.
pretty technical.
I kind of like to save the word technical for like frame perfect stuff. It was very impressive and very well polished, and it was very impressive. But there was no like frame perfect tricks, I don't think.
I'm gonna put the word technical on it because I like to use the word technical more. So technically, it was a technical run.
Very good run. Lego Star Wars. Did you see this run?
I actually missed. This is one of the runs I did not see.
Oh my god. It was basically
Tell me everything about it.
the only part I remember about this, and it happened like a couple times, is them like jumping. Like it's kind of got like floaty mechanics, how you can like jump and like come around things because they're Lego, and it's
Yeah.
always, you know what I mean, like that floaty jump where you can like zigzag through
Yeah.
things. They friggin' jumped around cutscene triggers, and when they did it, the AI for the enemies wouldn't trigger. So like they were able to like kill final bosses by jumping around AI triggers.
What?
So like
That's
in-
crazy. That's awesome.
because it's Star Wars The Complete Saga, one of the bosses is Anakin. And he like jumps around a thing, and Anakin just like sits there like this. While he's like just wailing on. because
Nice.
without the cutscene, the AI doesn't trigger.
Right,
So
he just stands there. Yeah, the AI's never. That's awesome. That's awesome.
they mentioned in the run that this was like the first time a Legos game has been in a GDQ for like many, many years. So everybody go watch that run because the Lego games are some hilarious speed runs. Like I'd love to see
They're
more
really
Lego
good speed
games.
runs. Yeah.
So everybody go watch those because I want to see more of them at future GDQs. They're just hilarious to watch. The Kirby race was very good. The Kirby race.
That was very good. I did see Kirby Nightmare. Yeah, it was Nightmare and Dreamland.
I believe it was 30 seconds
Yeah.
between them, and they were close
Yeah.
throughout the entire race.
That's still a really good race. Like even if
yeah.
it's not, less than 10 seconds, that's still a really good race.
Oh yeah. And like there was one point in the race, I forget where they were, but one guy dies, and they were bantering back and forth too. That was the one thing I liked about that race. Whereas like in the Mega Man race, it was just commentators talking the whole time. In the Kirby race,
Yeah.
the players were talking to each other, and he'd be like, "Oh, I just died," and they were like in the same room, and the other guy's like, "I just died too." So like you could just hear, like everybody was like surprised the first guy died, and then the second guy died too, and it was like, "Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay,
Well, then that means they're even close. They're back to being close.
yeah, exactly." It's back to being close again. So that was another really close race. Mr. Shasta and with him, Kirby Rocks, Mr. Shasta and Rocks. That was a very good
Mr.
one.
Shasta and Ross, like Mr. Game and Watch, except it's not.
Mr. Shasta and Rocks.
I like it.
Get on it, Nintendo. Make a Mr. Shasta and Rocks. I'll buy that. I'll buy it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
oh, there was one run I wanted to give a shout out to, but I didn't put
Sure.
it on the thing. The record of Lodos War Didlit and Wonder Labyrinth. It was run by Bowie the Hero. It was kind of more of an RPG-ish type run. I don't even know how to explain it. I saw it the day that he did it, and that was, well, last Monday. And it was a really interesting run, and Bowie the Hero is a really good runner. He usually runs Golden Sun in really long games like
Yeah.
that. So check that one out, and I'll try to remember why I thought it was so awesome. It was an interesting game. I don't remember much about it other than like I really wanted to rewatch it today to talk about it, and then I didn't do that. Damn it, me.
Damn it, you.
Bring us into the next one, Cal. We
So,
talked about it a little bit last week.
Paper Mario is in game. That is all goodbye. Paper Mario. Stop and Swap is the name of the category. You might say, what is Stop and Swap? That's not any percent, 100%, any of this words I'm used to seeing or hearing. Well, let me tell you, there's this thing called an expansion pack for the N64. And through clever use of another game, you actually start off with Ocarina of Time. You do a trick in Ocarina of Time, and then at a certain point, you pull the game cart out with the expansion pack, and then you put it in Paper Mario, and some of the code is still on the expansion pack, and you're able to execute that in Paper Mario, and then you're able to beat the game really quick. That's your TLDR of Stop and Swap. Rufus, can you go into a little more of the technicality of what
Yes,
happens here?
I did look it up. So it's what's called an arbitrary code execution. They found a way to execute code in Paper Mario like a while ago, quite a while ago, but it was TAS only. And then somebody else found a way to actually make it viable RTA. Okay, we can run code. We just don't know how to write it. And then they said, okay, well, what if we start with Ocarina of Time? Because in 2019, they found out this thing called stale reference manipulation. And that's a big fancy word to say, we're going to use places in memory that haven't been refreshed yet to write stuff to. That's the easy way to describe it. So what they do is they name the file in Ocarina of Time a very specific thing. And then they don't even have to leave Kokiri Forest to do this. There's a glitch that they can do to write the code that is the file name to the expansion slot. So through this glitch, they write the code in the file name before the game starts. They use the glitch in Ocarina of Time to say, take my file name and put it into this memory. But the thing is, the N64 doesn't know if it's a file name or if it's code. It just knows that it's data. So what happens then is they go back into, or not back into, they go into Paper Mario and they use the newfound glitch to execute code. And it's the code that they put there from Ocarina of Time. So on my little notes, TLDR, we're using stale reference manipulation in Ocarina of Time to write code to memory that we can reach with a glitch in Paper Mario after quickly swapping cartridges. Then that code lets us write more code with our file names that warp us to the end of the game.
Yeah, no, that's a good, that's an even better TLDR. You are
So-
writing code.
I didn't want to, there's like way more technical. Just look up Paper Mario Ace and you'll find more than you'll ever want to know about it. So that was basically Monday in a nutshell. Unless there's anything
In a
else you want to add to
There were more
Paper Mario.
things, something I could think of. You explained Paper Mario pretty well.
Yeah, there were more runs. These are just like our kind of, this is our highlight reel. It was 24/7 from Sunday to Sunday, okay? Like
Yeah, we couldn't go over every run.
we can't talk about
Okay,
every
let's
run.
go do Devil May Cry. That's the next one in the line. Okay, we're just gonna keep going on to Bayonetta. No,
No, instead we're going to skip ahead a bit.
we're gonna skip ahead. Tuesday, day 3.
I'm
Dawn of
gonna
the third day. The
I'm gonna
moon crashed into the world, and that was the end.
I'm gonna need your help with Tuesday, man. I did not see a lot of Tuesday runs. I'm gonna need you to
So
puff out your
I really
chest a
wanted
bit.
to include something from the Castlevania block because that was always really impressive. I didn't see the race of Castlevania 1, so I didn't include that. But we're doing Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, which is a really cool game to see speedrun. It's Soma, all bosses. Um, Dawn of Sorrow was one of those DS Castlevania games that kind of took the Symphony of the Night era stuff and changed the formula a little bit, but kept it Symphony of the Night-ish. You can get things to level up. It added some RPG elements in the Castlevania. The
Yeah.
really cool thing about Dawn of Sorrow and those DS games is there's a lot of ways to get around that isn't just like walking from one place to the other. There's a lot of like out of bounds zips you can do where you like go out of bounds by using a certain ability and then zip over to a different area. You kind of do that near the beginning of the one to get like a really powerful weapon, and then you just kind of start clearing bosses. It's a really cool run to watch. The runner did a really good job. I think there was also a minor glitch or exhibition after it. I don't remember if that
Okay.
was a thing or not for this run. But it's just a really cool run to watch. The entire Castlevania block's usually pretty fun. They're very technical games. They're just really technical. They're really fun to watch. The older ones specifically have been,
Oh yeah.
optimized to a T. But Dawn of Sorrow, it's a really cool run. Highly recommend it. Get to watch someone zip around and do things really fast and do speedrun stuff.
They're pretty
Yeah.
fast.
They are pretty fast.
So what
Then
what else
the
do you
only
have on the
other-
list
the
for
only-
Tuesday?
The other thing I had on Tuesday, because I didn't see much of Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 7, which is a weird one for me to pick, but I watched the race and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. So Resident Evil 7 has one clip. That's it. It only saves like a minute. It's a kind of a cool thing to watch. But the really cool thing in the run is watching how the runners have to constantly manipulate AI. That's like the only cool. That's the cool thing I like about Resident Evil runs.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7, there's a couple like big bosses. I don't know if anyone's watched any or played any Resident Evil 7. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a family and you have to face off against each member of the family because they're all bosses. And it's cool to kind of watch the AI manipulation. It's another facet of speed running, which isn't like glitch, glitch, glitch. It's more of
Yeah.
a, okay, can I get this guy to go here at this time so that this thing can happen? It was close-ish. There was one just unfortunate thing that happened to one of the runners at the beginning where one of the AI didn't manipulate properly, so she ended up being like a minute behind, but it was still two really solid runs
Yeah.
back to back. And it's an hour and a half race. They were both pretty close. I didn't write down the final times, but they were pretty close for an hour and a half race.
And
And definitely, it's a good look at the other side of speedrunning, which is less glitches, more learning how to manipulate what's on screen to go as fast as possible.
yeah, how the game actually works internally and like how can I
Yeah.
manipulate those things. And I guess because we don't have a lot of Tuesday, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Honorable mentions. I'll start. These are runs I'm gonna go watch probably right after this or tonight because obviously we didn't watch them all. I'm gonna go
Right.
watch the three. I'm gonna pick three because there's a two-way tie between Bayonetta and the Penumbra trilogy. I really wanted to see those, and I had read somewhere that Gone Golfing was hilarious, and it was just like a light, fun, kind of funny speed run. So
On golfing. That's the thing.
I'm gonna go watch those probably like as soon as we're done here. I'm gonna go watch some of those.
Probably gonna watch 100% Battletoads.
So I actually
pretty
saw
fun
that.
run.
I actually saw that one out of the corner of my eye, while I was working. But I was busy on Tuesday, which is why I saw like none of it. And
Yep.
Tia-
Dishonored any percent?
TMR
Okay.
did the blindfolded sewer surfing thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's impressive. But yeah, that and Dishonored is a pretty good run to watch normally. Dishonored 80%, it's pretty broken. Probably watch that run. I've seen it a couple times before. See if there's anything new. I did
Yeah.
also watch Grand Theft Auto 3. I'm just not a big Grand Theft Auto speedrun watcher
Me neither.
because it's, to me, it gets kind of, it's cool. There's a glitch that's used pretty consistently to essentially stack missions on top of each other. You also can fly across the map doing certain things, which is cool as well.
Mhm.
So
I've
if
seen
Grand
that
Theft
one
Auto speedruns
before.
are your thing, that's yeah.
It's interesting.
It's definitely it's a thing. It's technical. And that's cool.
Okay.
That it is cool.
That was Tuesday. We're busy guys, okay? We can't watch every single day. And after Tuesday is Wednesday. And I'm going to be honest, in my professional opinion, I don't know if I'm a professional or not.
I don't know if you're professional or not.
I personally thought Wednesday was the most lackluster day of the whole week.
I didn't
And
get to watch like any of Wednesday.
part of the problem
I-
was,
It's working.
as good of a run as it was, and it's the first one we're going to talk about, they did Golden Sun The Lost Age, which is a 6-hour run at Atlantic time, 9:51, which is 8:51 Eastern. A 6-hour run, when people start to wake up, is not a good way to start the day, in my opinion. Like the two runs directly before that should have happened when that run happened, and they still would have had time for another 6 runs, which that was Mischief Makers and Earthworm Jim, but I didn't get to see them because they were early, and instead they put on Golden Sun all day. But Golden Sun is a cool run to watch once, and then just never watch it again, because you're not going to devote 6 hours of your life to watch it again.
Right. Nah, I memean it's hard to put the time aside to watch that run, even though it's a cool run.
It's any percent no save and quit, so it's it's such a long run. It's hard to
It's a
watch
lot
the
to
whole
have in
thing.
the middle. Yeah.
The way I would recommend watching that is watch an hour today, and then tomorrow, if you liked it, watch another hour.
Watch another hour and
You'll
just keep going. Every hour that you like, just do another one.
The other way to do it too is there's a lot of walking around in Golden. A lot of walking around. You can watch it at 1.75 speed on YouTube and you won't miss anything. But it's super cool.
You're not wrong.
Do you want to take us on our adventure for the next one?
I'm gonna have you do most of the next one.
Okay.
You got into a little more than I did. So GeoGuessr speed run, I still don't fully understand.
Okay.
You seem to get into this a little more than I did.
So this one was super cool because it had to be a curated map set, and I'll explain why. GeoGuessr just pulls from Google Earth, and sometimes pictures get pulled from Google Earth, which would mean that the speedrunner would just be on a gray square with nothing to see, and they'd have to guess where they are. So because of that, the GeoGuessr speedrun has a curated set of maps where they know that everything in it is a place that they can look at. And he was going for perfect score. And I'm not sure what distance away you have to be to get a perfect score. But it's very close. I'm going to look it up right now. So he did it in 31 minutes. Let's see. Does it say how far away he has to be from a spot to actually get the full points? It's not very far. It's ridiculous. And anyway, so they drop him down, and he's like, okay, now I got to figure out where I am. Normal GeoGuessr shit. But in 31 minutes, he got a perfect score. That's ridiculous.
It's pretty impressive for 31 minutes. She
Oh,
does it.
so you have to be within 185 meters, 600 feet. You have to
The
be
guy
within
knows,
600 feet.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy.
This article that I'm looking at says that, because I don't remember the exact quotes, but they dropped him down and he's like, oh, I'm near the Turkey airport.
He just knew.
You're a creep. There's no way around it. You just like looking on Google Maps like 24. You're a creep. Stop it. Like, just stop.
Just stop it.
He's the kind of guy who checks Google Maps every day to see if he can see in his friend's window or something. It's just weird.
That's
But-
just, yep, nope.
Think about that.
No, thank
Random point anywhere in the world. You know what?
you. He just knows. I mean,
You know what?
honestly, it's
Hold
more
on.
impressive than being a creep. I mean,
Hold on. Well, I mean, it's a bit of both. You know,
50-50.
hold on. Hold on.
Okay, holding on again. I still don't know it's a what, and I haven't found a deer.
Okay. Never mind. I have to make an account to play. I was gonna be, let's just drop us down and see where we end up. But
I don't know the world enough, Rufus.
that was my point, though, right? Like, tell me within 5,000 miles where we are. You know, tell us within 5,000.
We're in this Australian field.
I'd be impressed if I dropped you down and you could tell me what country we're in.
Scandinavia.
I've seen people play that game and they'll get dropped down somewhere in the States in like a Chinatown. And it's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
The trash can
don't know,
says
man.
trash, so I know I'm not in China, but like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm
Super.
not good at GeoGuessr. Like, I'm
I've-
terrible.
I've
And it's
never-
impressive.
I've never played. Guarantee I'm terrible. Guaranteed. Like, I've watched
Yeah.
some good people play it, like not speedrunners, but they're just like, okay, I know that I'm not here because if I turn around, I can see that construction truck. And I know that like this is set up to look like it's somewhere in Asia, but that's in English. So I know I'm not anywhere in Asia, which means I'm probably
Yeah,
somewhere
looking
in
for
North
signs
America.
is the first thing you do. Words and signs will tell you something,
Yep.
give you a good indicator.
And like he was even getting to the point where he was like, okay, there's trash cans outside. In some places in the world, that's not a thing. And it's like, okay, so I know I can exclude those places because there is a trash can outside. And it was just like, ugh.
He knows his facts. Hey, I'm gonna go with impressive still. I'm not gonna go with creepy. I'm gonna say it's impressive.
I
I'm
think
impressed.
I think it's both.
You can think what you want.
But think about this. That
You're an adult.
means if he was placed down beside your house, he would know where that is.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a little. No, it's fine. I'd be impressed. I'm gonna stick with my response. I don't even care.
Okay, well, you can do the next one then. You're not creeped out. You can.
sticking with my response. Okay, next one.
For real though,
Majora's Mask.
I didn't see this one, so you can you can do the next one.
So, Majora's Mask. Anyone who has ever seen the run, this is a run that has changed so many times in the past year and a half. I would hate to be a runner for it. If anyone, when I first started watching Majora's Mask, I think it was like a 6-hour speed run or something like that. Maybe like a 5 or a 4 hour. And you had to get all these items. You had to go around and do them as fast as possible. It was still really impressive because you had to do a bunch of tricks to do it because any 3D Zelda game is broken. Then they found this thing called ACE and also SRM. So ACE we've already talked about, arbitrary code execution. We've already kind of go over that. But there was another thing they found called SRM, which is stale reference manipulation, which essentially what you can do is TLDR, you pick up an item and then you do some trick to make you drop the item, but the game still thinks you have the item in your hands. And you can essentially trick the game into thinking, like, you can essentially go into the game's code with that and make it think you have something that you don't. SRM 100, so Majora's Mask 100%, no source requirements means you just need to get all the items. You don't need to actually go to the location that you would normally get them. And in Majora's Mask, you essentially do the first day normally because they have yet to find a way to really easily skip that. That's still the same. And then you go to the observatory and you do a trick. you set up SRM, and then you go to a chest in the observatory, and then depending on what angle you are to the chest and what your camera is, you get a different item from the chest. So you essentially get most of your items there, and then you pick up other items on your way, and then you're done.
It's still like a 4-hour run though.
100% no source requirement?
Yeah.
No, it's an hour and 51 minutes. Or they did an hour 51. I think it's like an hour 45 normally.
So I'm looking at 100% SRM on speedrun.com.
No source requirements. That's different. I don't even think it might be a miscellaneous category.
Okay, it might be.
Majora's Mask SRM is not 4-hour run. I disagree.
Oh. You can disagree. All you want.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know how to find it here. I don't know what there's too many
Maybe it's
different
still a 4-hour
categories. But it's still impressive. It's really cool. It's an interesting one to
Maybe it
watch.
was 100. No, there's no way. SRM shaved off a lot more time than that. Anyway, moving on. It's a really cool run to watch. It's a really cool way to like look at a glitch that just kind of does its thing and just is impressive in every way, shape, or form. And
Yeah.
highly recommend looking at another glitchy run. Do it.
Do it up. Especially like if you like the idea of like what was going on in Ocarina of Time for like the 10 minutes that you saw it in the Paper Mario run. This is more of that, except in one game. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for next day?
I do a little honorable mentions, just looking at names.
Yep.
For Tuesday. Ghost Runner's a fun game.
Never played it.
It looks like the little tiny bits I saw that run looked pretty good. It's 80% inbound, so there's a lot less glitchy stuff. So it's a little more technical. I like to use the word technical a lot.
I guess
just because Rufus doesn't like to use the word technical a lot.
You can use it when I don't know what's going on, because for all I know, it is technical.
And what I was really sad I missed because I didn't wake up in time. Mischief Makers.
I was just
really
about to shout that out.
Run to watch.
Yeah, I didn't see it this time, but I've seen it like at least 10 times before. That's a super fun run to watch, and I think it's always Joey Baby who plays it too. So I think I've seen
that is actually a technical run too, because you have to hit a lot of buttons.
Yep. It's a
really quickly.
And it's such a stupid game. Like, I don't think anybody played that game casually and was like, yeah, this is a good game. But like as a speed run, it's super cool. It's such a stupid game though.
Such a stupid game. But
highly recommend watching it.
Watch.
It's a fun game to watch.
Highly
Speed,
recommend.
but like, imagine playing that is like, when did that come out?
A long time ago.
Mischief Makers N64 release
97.
Okay. 97. So imagine playing this game. Okay. Just do it. Just watch it and imagine playing.
Just imagine playing this game.
Imagine being 10 years old and not having, like, most people didn't have the instruction manuals when they bought used games. Imagine having that. No manual, no context, no internet.
All you need to know is shake, shake.
Pretty much. That was my honorable mention for sure.
Yeah. Definitely a good run.
Which
next day.
Next day.
Rufus, take us away.
Okay. You're an old man. Set the
man.
scene. You're an old man sitting on a bench. Then a freaking goose comes over and ruins your day. Untitled Goose Game. 100% co-op. If you've seen the single player, it's not that much different, but hey, it's two people and it's great. And it's just a bunch of clipping and like doing things really fast, but just that game makes me smile every time I see it. This is more, the next couple of games that I've put on here are more like, hey, you should watch this because it's a fun game to watch.
Fun. Yeah.
Actually, holy crap. The next 4 games are games I put on here because they're fun.
Yeah.
Goose Game, it's Goose Game. If you've seen a Goose Game speed run, it's more of the same.
They're fun. I mean, they're fun.
it's
They're memes at this point. The game was made to be a meme, and it's a
Oh,
fun
yeah.
meme.
And the thing is like it's not like there's not a whole bunch of tricks. There's a couple of clips, and it's mostly just playing the game as fast as you can, which I guess is
Honk,
the definition of a speed run. But honk, 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 honk,
honk, honk.
honk, honk. Good run. Watch it.
Definitely.
The next game. Tal didn't see this one.
I did not see Fight Crab.
It's called Fight Crab. And it's got surprisingly good graphics for what it is. Like, you should pull it up right now. I'm not. And just like, so basically, it's a fighting game where you play as a crab. And I don't know what all the different loadouts are, but the dude doing the run had a sword in each claw. And on his controller, which I don't have, I have a controller.
Oh my god, I've seen this game before. I've never seen it speedrun, but I know what game this is.
Both of the thumbsticks control one of the claws, and I guess he uses the D-pad to move. And it's just like,
Yeah, isn't this the game that's like based off of the meme with the crab with the knife in his hand? Yeah.
and you
I get
just fight all the crabs, and it's a hilarious speed run. He makes it look really easy. I don't know if it's actually easy or not, but it's probably not. Most speed runs are not easy. But it's just hilarious to watch. Crabs with freaking swords and
And yeah.
it's just so stupid.
Sounds pretty great.
I don't really have anything else to add to that one.
Go watch it. If you don't know, there's like a meme on the internet where there's a crab with a knife in its hand, and it's like it's a meme, so people do different things with it. It's essentially a game that's like that. And if you think that meme is funny or thought it was funny at some point, go watch the game.
I wonder.
Crab
Yeah.
knife meme.
Yeah.
Crab knife.
I just barely did that.
meme.
Yeah. Crab knife meme. I love seafood,
Yeah.
but waving a knife at a crab holding a knife and filming it is still animal abuse. What?
I mean, they're memes, so people put different words to them, but there are some
or
good ones.
or
out there.
this one. He's got a dollar bill. I guess you can't hold it. Nope, that doesn't help either. You can't really see it, but he's got a dollar bill in the other claw and a smoke in one. And now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while she's having a smoke, and he's also a crab.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, there's a game about that now. Yeah, go watch that.
An entire game. Peace was never an option.
Yeah. The next game I put on here because I've seen the casual run like a whole bunch of times, and there's nothing better than watching somebody see or play Jazzpunk for the first time, because it's
I need to play it on the stream. I was told
Yeah,
specifically.
I told him not to watch the speed run,
I can't.
and so I don't want to give
I'm
any.
deafen because I can't even hear about it.
I don't want.
La, la, la.
I'm gonna read you the synopsis. It's no spoilers. Jazzpunk is a single-player, first-person adventure game focusing on exploration and comedy over puzzle solving. Each mission has one central objective, but the player is free to explore the game at their own pace, which is populated with a large number of interactive NPCs, each with their own action and/or gag. It's just a giant, hilarious game where weird crap happens. It's like it's an alternate reality of kind of like what could have happened in the Cold War in the 50s, but it's humorous and it's funny. Great.
Haha.
So you should watch, like, the run is like okay, but like I feel like you're not watching that run to watch a speed run. I feel like you're just watching it to see Jazzpunk and just to kind of see like what they do in a Jazzpunk speed run. But I think you'd be better served watching a casual playthrough and then watching the speed run. A lot of games look super cool and super flashy to see the speed run. I think Jazzpunk is one of those ones where you'll appreciate it better if you watch someone experience it for the first time in a casual setting and then go watch the speed run. So that's just my recommendation on how to watch Jazzpunk. Don't let me
Or
tell you
just
how to
play it
I was gonna say
and then watch the speed run.
don't let me tell you how to live your life. Go watch the speed run, then play it. It won't be as cool, but you'll already know
I
everything.
feel like you're trying to tell them how to live their life right now.
Look, I have kids. I'm used to telling people what they can and can't do, and if I can't do that on this podcast, then I don't want to run it. Okay,
Okay, bye then.
yeah, okay, goodbye everybody. See you next time.
This is an America Freedom podcast, and you're telling people how to do things.
It's an America Freedom podcast broadcasted in Canada. Okay, we're back. Okay, next game. I only put it on here because it was one of the funniest runs I've seen. Have you ever heard of Racing Pitch?
I have heard of Racing Pitch.
So for anyone who hasn't, it's a racing game. But to make the car go
What?
vroom, you have to make the vroom noise in a microphone. So it's just 12 minutes of this guy going for like 12
Pretty great to watch.
for like 12
Specifically for the
minutes.
first like 5 minutes. After that, it can get a little bit much. But for the first 5 minutes, it's especially
it can
hilarious.
it can grate on your mental health a bit, I will say that. But it's hilarious. I had never heard of this game. I had never seen it, and now all I want to do is play it. I want to try that
Yeah.
game. Who knows, maybe at the end of the podcast, maybe I'll try.
I would love that actually. Is it downloaded? Oh, it's an online game, isn't it?
I have no clue. I'm going to Google it in a minute and find
How
out.
are we gonna make this happen?
I'm going to look it up. You talk, I guess.
Anyway, next game.
Yeah, next game, Sonic Adventure 2. Did you see this run?
That's a fun. I know the run. It's a fun run to watch.
They had a dude on
It's-
there who was like nailing everything that wasn't previously done at GDQs. So,
Yeah,
like,
it's also changed a good amount. This is the hero story. It follows
Yep.
the heroes as opposed to the bad guys. It has Adventure 2 is the one. It's 2, so it does have one of the best soundtracks in every game, Pumpkin Hill. I
Yeah.
don't know if this one has Pumpkin Hill. It's great soundtrack.
I-
It's fun to watch because it's broken, but it also is technical.
I swear it's in this game. Okay,
I don't remember if the hero thing has pumpkin. I'm gonna look this up right now. We're both looking things up. I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
I installed the game.
Vamp.
Oh no, what happened? Oh, my monitors are black. Oh no.
Oh, no, it's yeah.
Okay.
It's pumpkin.
Okay, it works.
Sonic Adventures
Oh.
2.
I broke everything. Oh, okay. Okay, it worked though. I got the
It's
whoa.
like if a game wanted to make a rap song, but it was actually really bad, but also turned out it was such a good meme that it was actually really good. It's a bad song, but it's also a great song.
I got the game.
But more on the speed run. It's a fun one to watch. It's not super long. 100% is very long because you have to do both stories. But this one isn't that long, and it shows off the game pretty well.
Yeah, it was really good, and the amount of like
And the person
Frame-
who ran it also made that like really, really good.
I gotta double check to
We
see.
haven't talked a lot about that, but part of the reason some of these runs are really good is people who run them are all entertaining and also impressive. Entertaining for a GDQ is pretty important just to start off with.
Yeah, and like maybe I'm a jerk, but if you are not an entertaining person, and I feel like you should know, like you might lie to yourself, but I
So-
feel like you should know, right? Like how many?
Yeah, no, and it's for a charity stream, so being entertaining I think is almost a little bit more important than being the best of the best
If you,
because you want to entertain your audience that are going to be donating to charity because of you and your great entertainment.
and if you're not entertaining, just get entertaining people on the couch. Okay.
Yeah, actually, and then you just
You can-
focus on the game. If you're a really technical person that doesn't like talking too much during their runs, get technical people, entertaining people on the couch. Actually, one of the races we're going to talk about later on, I thought the couch was fantastic. It was a race where none of the runners said a damn thing, but the commentators had a great back and forth. A really good example of entertaining couch. I don't know. It was the first Link to the Past randomizer race. I don't know if you watched that in the HGDQ. I think it was an HGDQ. It was Patty and someone else on the couch. And the races
Oh
were
yeah.
Andy and Chris Stone, I think.
I
And
thi-
it was just
I think
hilarious.
it- I think it was-
The whole
Go ahead.
The whole thing was just hilarious.
I think it was Oats and Goats.
No, that was a GDQ speed. That was at another event. That was SMC3 co-op.
No, he played
The
it with
race
them,
was
but now I gotta.
the race was between Andy and Christo, and the couch was Patty, and I forget the other person on the couch, but
Okay,
it was just great.
we're gonna find out.
It was a GDQ randomizer from a couple.
2018.
Yeah, who's
That
the
sound right?
couch?
Let's see.
That sounds right.
Let's see. Who's the couch? Yeah, Andy and Christos Owen. 1 second. The couch is.
Couch always shows me how.
But that's a
little
really
I
good
actually
example
know about
of entertainment. They raced and they weren't able to talk because it was a rando in person and they couldn't like say what the other person had just found.
Oh, it was Willard.
Oh, it was Willard. Okay, it was Willard and Patty, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
They had a great back and forth. Even though the runners never talked, your couch was entertaining as could be.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And then after Sonic Adventure, I was gonna say that guy is the world record holder.
Nice. So that's why he was nailing the tricks. Dude just had it. He just knew.
And he was I don't know if he held the world record before this, but as of at least 1 month ago, he was the world record. I don't know if maybe.
I think they found some new things in that game, and he probably just like nailed the tricks. It's always really cool when new things are found in a game and everyone races to get the most consistent at the tricks.
Yeah.
You see just a big push in the world record, just going farther and farther down. Man.
And what was you put this one on here? I saw half of this, I'll say, because
It's
it was
fun.
two
So-
separate runs.
Yes, so they did Doom Eternal, Ancient Gods 1 and 2. They're both DLCs because they're both essentially part 1 and part 2 DLC for Doom Eternal. And it was really fun to watch. So it was no major glitches because Doom Eternal is super broken and there's a lot of out of bounds. I think they actually found a developer room in the original game of Doom Eternal because that's how broken it is. But this was no major glitches, meaning you couldn't do that kind of stuff. But the movement, it was also a nightmare difficulty, which is the one. It's not the most difficult. Well, it is the most difficult difficulty, but it's not hardcore because there's one difficulty above nightmare, which is 1 death, which is what most runs are run on. But they didn't want to do that because that's not marathon friendly.
Yeah.
So they did nightmare difficulty. It was really impressive. Like, it was a big difference between moving in between kill rooms and also having to kill things. There's a lot of really cool movement that involves ballista, which essentially is your Gauss rifle boosting. There's a lot of really cool boss strats. There's just a lot of interesting, like a lot of arenas where you just kind of go all out and hope to live, and it's really cool to see. And it is actually a more technical run because you have to know like ammo counts. Should I be chainsawing this guy? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that so that I'm not going to die? And then you have to do like these really cool vertical sections or even horizontal sections where you're ballista boosting, and it's really cool.
There's one spot in the first run, so the first DLC, where he's just like dancing on top of a cacodemon because it's a wait until something happens part in the level, and they realized if they were on top of the cacodemon, they wouldn't take any damage. To find them.
Exactly. It's still broken, even in no major glitches.
Oh yeah, that game's just broke as broke can be.
It's a Bethesda game.
And I think that's kind of it for Thursday. Thursday was a fun day.
I'm trying to think of an honorable mention, but I'm pretty sure we got all the.
Let me take a
stuff.
quick. My honorable mention, if I
Link,
had to,
The Faces of Evil is a fun, terrible game to watch the cutscenes of.
yeah, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was a very good run.
Okay.
That would be my
I did
honorable
not
mention.
watch Tomb Raider. No bug jump. Okay.
Oh no, you know what? I take it. I don't take it back, but there's another one.
I take it back. It's bad.
Because Tomb Raider was really, really good. The Pokemon Black and White race was really good for one reason, and that's just how ridiculous it was. And the reason it was ridiculous was in that version of Pokemon, the amount of RNG that can get you onto different seeds is just stupid. So like they start off on like a prepared seed where like they set the DS to a proper time, they wait 37 seconds, they go into the game, they know what seed they're on. Here's a couple of examples of things that can change your seed in the game, which means you have to know the backup seeds, because like when something happens, you'll always be placed onto the same next seed. Like it's not completely random. Here's a couple of examples of things that can change your seed. Not walking on the correct tiles. Not mashing fast enough through text so NPCs don't walk quick enough. Talking or not talking during a battle can change the battle RNG because the mic is enabled during the battle.
What?
Yeah, the mic is enabled during the battle.
Makes no sense.
Just
Why? What is the point of programming that in?
to seed RNG. To make it random beyond random. That's getting an honorable mention because of just how difficult and precise you have and how many different routes you have to memorize. Because like there were a couple times where they're like, okay, I didn't get this seed, but I still know what seed I'm on.
Right.
It's a long one, but like
Yeah, I'm not usually a big fan of Pokemon speedruns, but that seems.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch a lot of Pokemon speedruns. I need to like the runner as opposed to the game for those ones.
Right.
But it's super impressive to watch them like do their step counts and like mash through text and be like, crap, I mashed too fast. I'm now on a different seed.
Right.
Those would be my honorable mention. Do you have any others?
I think that's I did one, right?
Yeah, you did one. You said
I said
you said a
Link,
game. Yeah.
Faces of Evil. It's just a fantastic. It's a funny, stupid game. Those games were terrible, but it's funny.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Yeah. Also, the Shopkeep. I don't know if that was this one or the other one.
I think that's the other one.
Did you see them remake the Shopkeep in Unreal Engine? Someone
No.
made him in Unreal Engine, and it just like it gave me nightmares for like a week.
I'm pretty sure that one's Wanda Gamelon, but I know exactly what you mean.
It's one of the CDI ones, and it just the Shopkeep is just wow.
Whew.
Anyway, Friday is a day of the week.
Friday was a good day. Not necessarily for GDQ. I just mean in general. Friday is a good day.
Take us away with this first one you want to talk about.
Black Mesa was very, very interesting. It's a Half-Life 1 remake. And I'm trying to remember if they played it on PC. I think it's only for PC. I don't remember.
Pretty sure you play it back
PC.
Black Mesa on PC.
Yeah. And I don't know how they remastered it. So it could still be in Source Engine for all I know. But what I do know is they were doing some hacky ass ghetto glitches that like I would expect to see in Half-Life 1.
Half-Life 1 is a very interesting speedrun to watch.
This was very similar.
They're similar. I don't think there's the infinite health door glitch in Black Mesa though.
No, but there's a lot of really stupid things.
There's a lot of really cool. So you have to do other stuff. The second half of Half-Life 1 is you have thousands of health. So you just boost yourself everywhere.
Yeah, there's none of that, but like there was stupid shit like I'm going to grab a barrel and I'm going to back myself into a corner, and for some reason if I turn this way the barrel is going to push itself away from Gordon, but what that means is it's actually pushing Gordon away, so I let go of the barrel and I clip into the wall.
That's probably still using Source. That would make sense.
I think my favorite glitch in the entire game was they found a way to preserve momentum. The best way to explain it is like stasis in Breath of the Wild. And what they found is if they paused the game, I forget exactly the technical way they did it, but it's something about pausing the game and opening the console and then unpausing the game at a very specific sequence that causes Gordon to be paused, but the game not to be paused. So there was one spot where he was sitting on like a balcony and there was an NPC that was hitting him and they kept it paused until it hit him 7 times. And then they unpaused it because that gave enough momentum to send him flying across the map.
That's awesome.
But they can also do stuff like throwing grenades and then just like pausing Gordon and allowing him to get hit by like all of the blast of the grenade instead of being hit and sent flying. They could drop 2 grenades and let one go and then the next go and then unpause it and then he'd go flying. So there was a lot there was a lot of weird shit like that.
That's awesome.
They also did a lot of stuff with quick load and quick save where like they would like quick load, quick save something, but it would like move them slightly. I'm not 100% sure what was happening, but there was a lot of quick load, quick
those
save.
type of games where you do quick load, quick save, and you might be in a slightly different spot depending on what. I don't know if there's a clip into the wall with quick load, quick save, but that would make sense.
It was kind of stuff like that, and it was really cool. It was a really good run. I like all the cards on the table. Full disclosure, I did not expect to like that run at all.
Any Half-Life run? Have you ever watched Half-Life 2 speedruns?
No, I have not.
Half-Life 2, Half-Life 1, Black Mesa. I don't think anyone speedruns Half-Life Alyx because they'd throw up trying to go really fast through a VR game.
Yeah.
But Half-Life 1, 2, and Black Mesa are really good runs to watch.
I did not expect to like it at all. One of my favorite runs of GDQ.
Yeah.
For sure. The next one, I don't remember. Did you see this one or not?
I did. Factorio. Actually, so I wanted to put this on there because anyone who's played Factorio knows it's an extremely technical game.
That wasn't the next one, but we can do that one.
Oh, Sonic Hero. Yeah, okay. So this is actually funny. Factorio is actually before both Black Mesa and Sonic Heroes. I put that in the wrong place. I looked at the GDQ list and was like, oh, we need to back up.
We can do Factorio next. You go ahead. I saw some of this run.
Factorio is cool because if you've ever played Factorio, you know it's an extremely technical game where you have to essentially do math and spreadsheets in order to play the game properly. So they did Factorio 80% set
I'm going to make one correction. Spreadsheets is the game.
Pretty much. So they did that. They played the game really fast, and essentially the goal is to build a rocket and get off the planet. It's 80% set seed, so they know what the seed is, and essentially you just do your inputs and you go as fast as you can with this predetermined route. And it's just impressive to watch someone play this game that you know sit there staring at spreadsheets for hours, being like, okay, so how do I get the power to be perfectly balanced and have the best throughput? They're just like going and doing their thing, and you're like, wow, okay, I'm a scrub.
I was like, I had GDQ on all week while I was working, sometimes on mute if I was in meetings, and sometimes as background noise while I was doing my work.
Yeah.
I went into a meeting and like 15 minutes later, I just turned around and I saw that there was like an entire desert just filled with freaking conveyor belts moving things. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's building more.
It's impressive.
Oh, it is. That's a very, in my opinion, heavy memory game.
Yeah, that's a heavy memory speed run, and it's just it's cool to watch someone just like go to town on a game that you just play for so many hours, and you probably you might even get to the rocket. They just do it in an hour and a half. It's like cool.
Like watching somebody speed run get over it. It's like I played this game for 500 hours, and there's a dude who beats it in 5 minutes, and you're like,
yep. Okay, back on track.
Did you
Breath
see
of the
this
Wild.
run?
Just kidding. No, but okay, the real run we're going to talk about. I did watch the TAS because it's the only TAS run this year, which made me sad, but it was a TAS.
Wow, was that an interesting run? I still don't
Sonic
quite
Heroes.
know how the main mechanic worked. Was he swapping characters over and over again, or just hitting charge
so Sonic
over and
Heroes
over
is
again?
a game where you swap characters.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Sonic Heroes?
I have, but I don't understand what he was doing for the main tech. Was he swapping characters fast?
I think he was swapping characters fast.
He was either swapping or canceling dashes really quick, or both. And it was just like so many button presses.
It was impressive. to watch a task do that. It's tasks are always impressive. It's just better than human inputs, and it's great to watch.
The one thing I'll say is it's much funner to watch a task when TaskBot's there and you can see the controller lighting up really fast.
Excuse me, Rufus. It's more fun. Funner is not a word.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It is. It is more fun to watch TaskBot light up.
Oh, sorry. And time. It only took an hour and 20 minutes, and Cal was a douche on stream. We speed ran Cal douche %, everybody. We did it.
I think I
That's a
started
world
off
record.
kinda like that. Hour and 20. Actually, it's hour and 25 minutes, Rufus.
Not according to my speed run clock.
Well, I'm looking at the
How
from
long-
the start of stream clock over
Oh,
here.
okay.
Not your
Mr.
speedrun
Mr. Technical over here.
Yes, that's me.
We like to have fun here. So
If that's what you call it.
watch a task. If you watch a task, you'll feel butterflies in your stomach on the inside.
You'll feel inferior.
Yeah, you should.
Go take the game you speedrun and watch a task of it.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It was super cool. Lots of
It
weird
was
shit.
task worth it.
Your normal task stuff where it's like, hey, why is he doing this really weird thing and during this cutscene? It's like, because he can and it doesn't waste time, so why not?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the I'm gonna take my headset off and you talk about the next game.
For those of you who don't know, Rufus is not like Breath of the Wild because he's bad. He's just not a good person. Breath of the Wild's best game ever made. I actually don't agree with that, but still, just
I think that's enough time we've allocated for this game. Let's move on.
No, we're not. No, we're still going. I don't even. Oh, he put his headset back on. Everybody,
Uh,
don't tell him what I just said. Breath
so
of the Wild.
Did you get a did you talk about it already? We can move on to the real games.
I was just saying. I was saying lovely things about you as a
Oh,
person
okay,
to the
okay.
chat. I wanted to start with that while your headset was off.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, he blushes when he says it to my face. It's really weird. It's endearing. Very endearing.
Breath of the Wild All Dungeons. It's a really cool speed run. It's better than the 90% in my opinion because the 90% is pretty much getting off of the plateau and then just killing Ganon with all your weapons and just hucking everything you have at him. This is a lot more routing intensive. It still uses the main glitch of Breath of the Wild, which is like momentum, like using a stasis to get something going really fast and then jumping off of it. And then you can also use bombs to do stuff. It's essentially like flying around the map. You have to route out the dungeons a little bit more, which is kind of cool to see someone do. And you have to go through more stuff. So it's better to see more of the game, a little more tech, in my opinion.
It's
a
also
good
got
length, too.
shrine routing too. Like even though they don't do shrines,
Yeah.
they activate they do the bare minimum shrines, but they also activate certain shrines just so they can fast travel to them later.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It is cool to see that stuff.
All Dungeons
action.
is definitely the best category. I will watch an All Dungeons run. I did watch this.
Just sit down and watch 100% in one sitting.
I would never recommend you play the game, but just watch All Dungeons.
It's a great game. Rufus is bad. Moving on. Honorable mentions for day 6. Do you have any?
Oh my God. I'm looking at them now. Mega Man 2 for Game Boy.
I was going to say that for Game Boy because it's a bad the Game Boy ports for Mega Man were kind
Yep.
of bad. So that's part of the awful games done quick block.
Yep.
That's always fun to watch a Mega Man Game Boy game actually be run fast, which I don't know how people do it. There was a Mega Man DOS game run like a little while, like a year ago.
Oh,
I
that was
think.
so bad.
It
But it was good.
It was so bad. Yeah.
The one I'll put on for my honorable mention because it's on my list to watch is Wizard of Legend glitch list. 10 minutes.
I have yet to watch that. But yeah, that's gotta be a fun run. 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
I'm gonna watch that. And honestly, after watching Black Mesa, I'll probably watch Half-Life Opposing Force because I have no idea what that. I've
Yeah,
never
it's
even.
supposed to be pretty good. I think a expansion for 1.
Okay, I've never even heard of it. I don't know what it is, but after watching
I
Black
think it uses
Mesa,
the same stuff as
I'll probably watch it.
it's gonna be a little bit different because
Mhm.
Black Mesa has some more tech
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Half-Life 1. There'd be a lot of more bunny hopping. There wasn't bunny hopping in Black Mesa, right? Because Black
Not,
Mesa doesn't
not the
use
same.
doesn't use Half-Life 1, it uses Source.
They did a lot of jumping, but I don't think it was the same bunny hopping. I haven't seen a Half-Life 1 speedrun, so I'm not really sure. But there was a lot
It's
of
a lot of bunny
jumping.
hopping. Okay, then maybe they did bunny hopping. Anyway,
Next day. Okay.
you had nothing written down for this, so I will just take it away if you'd like, or unless you think of
I
anything.
I can talk to the second one. I did see the second one. I didn't want to fill in every day with all my games, and honestly, because it
No,
was the
that's
last day, I
understandable.
didn't get down that far. But I did see half of the last one and all of the second one.
So first one, which is really cool, 3-way race, which I think I have. Yeah, we'll say it's in the right order. It's fine. Super Metroid, 100% race.
You did it
It
again.
was good. It wasn't like super duper close because it's 100% and some things went wrong in the run, but it was still really fun to watch. I forget who the commentators were, but they were also really funny. They had a good back and forth. So it was just a nice run to like watch. It was Oats, Behemoth, and Zenny. They're 3 of the top runners for 100%.
I'm trying to think. Are
that
they the
game
top
is-
3? They're like, they're super
they're
high.
pretty. I think Zost is the only one that wasn't there. That would have been one of the top 3.
Yeah.
I think they're part of the top 4. I think if it was a 4-way race and Zost was there, it would be the top 4 runners of Metroid 100%.
I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna check your math on that.
But yeah, it was an impressive run. There's a lot of really cool tech in that game because super optimized, very technical. Just a really fun run to watch. And the commentators were really good. They had a good back and forth. It was just a great thing. Classic Super Metroid, save, kill animals, whatever you want. I always say save because I speedrun Metroid Fusion, so I want my game to still exist. Can't canonically.
You were right. Zost, Shiny, Zenny, Behemoth, and Oats and Goats are the top 4. Zost
I know
being
more
first.
about Super Metroid than I should know because I don't speedrun it, but I know a good amount about that speedrun. I just don't think I could speedrun it, or I don't have the time to put in to do it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I got burnt out on Super Metroid after watching it like marathon after marathon after marathon after marathon.
There's a lot of categories though.
It was back when they were doing the same one. Do you remember there was like 4 years in a row?
It was constant, yeah. So a really good run to watch is the Super Metroid Impossible hack speedrun that they did a couple GDQs ago.
I think I
really
saw
fun to watch.
some of that.
And I know Oats is trying to get the Super Metroid Kaizo hack, which is even more difficult because he's a masochist.
Of course.
Which would be another cool way to do Super Metroid. I think the 100% race was a really nice return to the basic Super Metroid because they did, I think, low percent. They did a reverse boss order. It's a nice little return, a nice 3-way race. It's a nice cool thing. But definitely a good run. Highly recommend check it out. So you saw this next one.
I did. I saw the whole thing.
Take it away.
Super Mario 64 70 star blindfolded. I know
it was a PB.
I forgot. Yeah, it was a PB. That was a crazy run. Think about everything you know about Super Mario 64 70 star and then forget about it, because if you can see, you're not doing this route. It does some out of the way stuff. It does some slower strats, but the man can't see. Was it a guy?
He has
I don't
all
remember.
these like crazy setups, Bubsy.
Yeah.
He has these like crazy setups where, okay, so he's listening to see when he's shuffling along this wall, and he's going to jump in this direction with the controller in this notch, and that's going to head over to this way, and then, he's at the star, he's going to get it now.
And like, yeah.
Rather than go right at the star, he's doing these like out of the way things where he's like mapping the map with his ears as opposed to his eyes, which is really cool to watch.
He went like an hour and 10 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes without a major mistake too. Like the first hour and 10 were just
near
smooth.
The end it was near the end it got kind of rough, but I mean that happens. You're doing 70 stars.
Yeah.
He's also currently routing 120 star blindfolded as well.
But you know
He's
what
trying
though?
to do single segment 120.
To be the devil's advocate, honestly, if you can do 70 star, you can do 120. It's just learning the setup.
That's not as well. So there's not a setup for a couple of the stars. There haven't all 120 haven't been routed yet.
I guess my point is
And
like
that's
if
also
you're
single segment 120.
if you can play like this, you just have to learn the setup. If you can do 70 star, you just got to learn the strat for the next one. You're good enough to do 120. Like you as like a runner are good enough to do it. You just got to find the strat. If you can do
You just have to
70,
hate yourself a little bit more.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, you think about all the stars he got in 70 star are going to be valid in 120. So he's over halfway there already
It's true.
doing
It's
nothing.
true.
He's halfway
The
there.
one thing I can't even think of is Dire Doc's 100 coin. It's
Are you
another
kid-
speedrun that I know way more about than I should know about.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there. I don't know if I could get into the castle when the game starts blindfolded.
Yeah, he almost got the glitch too, where you can the Locker 2 skip, but he
Yeah.
didn't quite get that.
I don't even think I'd make it into the castle.
And then they did a blindfolded LB backwards long jump.
Yep.
B,
BLJ.
BLJ. And he did it first try twice to get
Stupid.
into Bowser's door blindfolded,
Stupid.
which the setup is
Stupid.
extremely visual mostly. And he just did it
Stupid.
twice blindfolded. It's like cool. That's awesome. It was a really cool run, and it was really it was impressive.
It was impressive in a stupid way because that person is better at Super Mario 64 than most of the people listening to this will ever be at anything. And that's just stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
You
how,
can just do it.
like, yeah, cool. Punch out blindfolded. It's all audio cues. Cool. This was like, a layer beyond that.
You're going from like, and also even if you do 2D games blindfolded to a 3D game, not
Yep.
even just punch out, but we're talking like a 3D space. Now you have to map that out with your
Mhm.
ears
The
and muscle memory.
The only thing he had going for him is that the camera moves in 45-degree increments, and that's not a lot. That is not a lot to anchor your entire run to. He did.
Your entire hour and 50-minute, or not even quite hour and 50-minute run.
But think about that. Blindfolded, sub 2 hour. I can't even
It's insane.
do what's under that? 25 stars or 25 star? 24?
What it goes 16. 16 is your 70 is your glitchless beating the game.
Okay, I couldn't do any category in 2 hours is what I'm getting at. Being able to see
16 is you skip the first. I forget exactly what you skip.
So 16 stars, a 14-minute world record. Last 630th place is 19 minutes. I couldn't do 16 star in 2 hours.
Blindfolded? No.
No,
I might be able
with
to do
sight.
it in under 2 regular.
I couldn't do it sight.
16 stars just learning how to BLJ.
Okay. I don't like the camera in Super Mario 64, which is why even
I don't
though
like the controller in Super Mario 64.
I don't like anything about Super Mario 64. I think it was a great game for its time that aged poorly. So I did not play it very much as a kid because I didn't even like it then. Because of my inexperience in that game, I could play that. We could do a 12-hour challenge on that. I would still be probably 2 hours. Guaranteed.
For 16 star? No.
Guaranteed.
I don't think so. Speaking of 2-hour challenge, or 12-hour challenge, we're doing that.
Yeah, we are.
Plug that again later, but we are doing that.
Let's move on to the next game. I can't say enough good things about this blindfolded run. And you know what? I'll say one more thing. I said I couldn't say anything. Do you remember before GDQ? I was like, it's another blindfolded run.
Yeah, I remember you said that to me, and I was like, yeah. I pretty much agreed. I was like, we've seen it before, and then you see this, and you're like, oh no, we have not seen this before.
Yeah, it was
This
very
is a
different.
totally different thing.
Definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
So, how did it make you feel? Did you play Dark Souls 3 on stream?
Yeah, it was my first 12-hour game.
I couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3. How did it feel to watch that game get decimated?
It was great. I loved it. I enjoyed watching. I don't normally like Dark Souls speedruns that much, but it was fun to watch the glitches 70%, just see someone just go through it. two swords all the way, all like knowing what to use as far as like resin and what it was really great to watch. I enjoyed it. He just wrecked it. The game just got just wow.
Less than an hour. You spent 12 hours on that game and didn't beat
I
it.
spent like 20
Yeah,
hours, 20 plus hours
20
totally
hours.
to beat the game.
And then freaking Matt Apocalypse comes in and does it sub hour. And he's like, yeah.
It was great. You're also going to throw in the Demon Souls one as well, which was a fun run to watch just because that was any percent current patch. And there were some random glitches where you
I
like
did see that one. Yeah.
make your way up onto random pieces of the background almost, or just random railings, and then you just go out of bounds.
Yep.
You skip random triggers by like sliding up onto a piece of railing and then going over a thing you're not supposed to be able to go over.
Or like turning on cinematic mode for a minute.
Yeah, because it doesn't work because the camera doesn't know what like the game doesn't know what to do. It was a cool run to watch, both Dark Souls 3 and Demon Souls.
I will say they said something that I thought I didn't think. I know is like ridiculously inaccurate, and it made me giggle. They thought that the PS5 is basically almost PC gaming at this point. And I was like,
I mean, the solid states
it loads
good, but
fast.
yeah, I mean,
That's
not.
just loads. That's purely loads. And even then,
have you played anything on the PS5? Like, I agree with you. It's not the same. But Ratchet and Clank did some really cool stuff with that solid state.
I have not played a
it's
PS5.
Cool to see consoles finally get there.
I've not played a PS5, but I know that whatever you can get in a console, you can also put into a PC on top of the better graphics card. So
right.
The problem
it's
is
still impressive though.
It's impressive, but it's nowhere near the capabilities of PC gaming for the simple reason that if it was, it would cost as much as a gaming PC. Like,
it's true.
Alienware is not paying more for their components than Sony is.
You don't know.
Like,
Sony's getting a deal.
I mean, maybe, but where were we? Demon Souls. Yeah, that was a good run.
Yeah,
I liked it.
We did Dark Souls 3 and Demon Souls. They were both good runs. Dark Souls 3 was glitchless, so you saw a little more like technical stuff. In Demon Souls, you also saw some technical things, but it was more in the glitch portion.
Now, I saw half of this next game, Super Mario Bros. 100% co-op.
I saw 3/4 of this next game.
I saw half of it, and then I fell asleep because I was exhausted. Not because it was boring. It was good.
I worked on Sunday, so yeah, I fell asleep too.
Haxor and Mitch Flower Power. Mitch Flower Power is Canadian, and I assume because they were in the same room and there's no international travel in Canada right now, that the Haxor is also Canadian.
I believe, yeah, they're both.
I know Mitch Flower Power.
It's a really cool run. There were two really good. Like they commentated their own run because it was co-ops. Only one of them was playing at a time, but it was really cool to watch because there's a lot more things than I realized in Super Mario Co-op. Like I thought it was going to be two people switching off stages doing whatever. And it turns out that you have to like keep track of your points and who gets which item and where this Troopa's going because it's going to drop this one for this guy and like.
So think about it
really
this
cool.
way: if you're playing casual, most of that doesn't matter. But think about this: me and Cal are playing Super Mario Bros. And we're going for the world record, and we say, "Screw you, Mitch Flower Power and the Haxor." There's a new the boys are back in town. And then all of a sudden, we're playing one of the levels that needs to use the hammer. I have the hammer, and it's my turn, and I have to go into a hammer brother. I can't get to the spot that I need to use the hammer. What do we do now? Cal doesn't have a hammer. I have the hammer, and I just wasted my turn on a hammer brother. So you wasted all that time. That's what makes that run difficult. I mean, on top of like actually playing the game and it being a difficult run, you now have to juggle all that and try to think of a backup strat for how you're going to get through it.
Also, depending on who has a certain amount of points, it depends on when the memory game spawns and where it spawns. So you want the person who's farthest behind to get the memory game to spawn, so it doesn't spawn in front of the first person. Like it's depending on where you are in a stage, you want one of the people to get the right amount of points, and depending on how you kill certain things, you get certain amounts of points. And they were able to keep track of like who's going to push it over the point limit to get that memory game, so they don't have to do it. And the bit I saw, I think they only had one memory game up toward World 5.
And
that spawned.
the big thing to remember is the reason they're able to do that is because they don't have to think to play that game.
Yeah.
They like breathe and that game just happens for them. So they can spend their brain power thinking about this stuff. Whereas mere mortals like us have to think about how to play the game and all of that.
Yeah, at the same time. It's
And
it's just impressive. And it was cool.
yeah,
There's a lot more to that room than I thought. God, are you dropping all your stuff?
I'm sorry.
Rufus.
Um,
Why?
but that
There was one run after it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it because I fell asleep.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch it out of principle.
Kingdom
Well-
Hearts is only a fun run to watch because I think Spike and Hobbs are good commentators. I think
Okay.
that those two commentated that run.
Why end a game's
Because they
done
always
quick?
end with an RPG. They almost always end with an RPG. So they took an RPG-esque game.
But like, so I again,
Also,
I
the
didn't watch.
randomizer for that game has taken off a lot recently. So I think that they were kind of hoping to get that kind of
I-
on the wave.
Did
Ride
they
the
do?
wave.
Did they do the cringy Disney songs?
Possibly. I think it's so much money for those Disney songs
Oh my
every year.
god, they're so cringe.
Whether they're cringy or not,
I,
it's about the money that they're getting
I
towards it. Right?
guess, but like,
If I knew that I was going to have to sing a cringy Disney song, but I would also be getting like 5K towards charity, I'd do it.
I mean, I would too, but I'd just rather not be in that position.
Yeah, I mean yes, you're correct. I'd also just rather not be in that position, but also like I used to look at it the way of cringy Disney songs. Why does this even exist? And I was like, you know what? They get a lot of money towards charity, so
Like,
it's worth it.
maybe I'm just being mean, but I would have rather seen Final Fantasy IX. I just
Is
don't.
that the one with the opera? Is that one? No, it's 6. 6 is the one that has the opera scene. That's always
Yeah.
fun to watch when they
That-
do, because
yeah.
they do usually sing out the opera scene.
Opera scene's cool too. Honestly, I
6 is also where you can suplex a ghost train. That was fun to watch.
I don't like watching Kingdom Hearts speedruns. Personally.
I like watching the randomizer because it's randomized, but yeah, I don't like just watching any percent.
I like playing the Kingdom Hearts games casually. I don't like the speedruns. And
Have you played any of the Kingdom Hearts games?
I played the first one and I have the other ones ready to play. But my PS4 is over there and my desk is here. So they don't get played.
I mean, there's a time where you were going to play one on stream, and then you just never did it.
Whoa.
When's Rufus's return to streaming? It was the poll. Sorry, that never. Actually, no,
Yeah.
that poll never even got finished. No, it was Chrono Trigger. That's right.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger 1.
And you never beat Chrono Trigger.
I got a podcast. I got D&D. Everything's coming up Millhouse, man. I don't have time to play Chrono Trigger.
Everyone has time to play Chrono Trigger.
I'm so focused on the goal, you know. You got to talk every Monday. I have to talk to you and that's draining, okay? That's
Me? Oh, I get that. That's why I don't co-op stream that often. I know people. I just drain the soul out of people because
Yeah.
when you talk to me.
But yeah, so Kingdom Hearts was the last one. What would be your honorable mention for Saturday into Sunday?
Donkey Kong Country 3. I didn't watch it, but
We're
I'm just
not,
going to honorably mention
not allowed to watch it. We'll explain more
it.
in a minute.
Exactly.
But
I'm going to honorable mention it. Or X2. You know what? I'll actually say Mega Man X2. I'll change mine up. X2 100% is a fun one to run. Watch. Not run.
Why?
Yeah, that was probably one you were going to say. I just took it. Take that.
There's two. I've never heard of this game, which is why I want to watch it. SpongeBob's Truth or Square. I thought I had seen pretty much every SpongeBob speedrun. I've never heard of that game.
Neither have I. They actually found a glitch with the last SpongeBob speedrun, or one of the bigger ones, Battle for Bikini Bottom,
yep.
where if you smudge the disc, it's easier.
Mm-hmm. That one's stupid. That's it's so stupid because I have it for PS4 and I
mean-
don't think it'll work. I think it only works on
they actually-
GameCube.
I think that was also the one where like a specific version of the GameCube one, depending on which
Yeah.
GameCube you have. There was it's pay to win.
Yeah,
They were actually talking about that with Resident Evil 7. How
really?
they cap it. They cap it at a certain frame rate, so it's
Oh.
less pay to win. Like you
Oh,
can't,
okay.
because a lot of things are tied to frame rate. They specifically cap it so that it's not like, well, you don't have a supercomputer, you're not going to have a world record time.
Oh,
But anyway, honorable mentions was SpongeBob. What?
that reminded me in the Black Mesa speed run, they were talking about how one of the guys on the couch and the runner had done an individual level run that was the same time down to the tick, and there's 64 ticks per frame. Or no, 60. I forget if it was per frame or per second. But
That's
they
impressive.
got it down to the tick. Either way, it's either a 64th of a second or a 64th of a frame. But they got it down to the tick. The in-game tick.
I can't even like imagine 64 ticks a second.
Yeah.
And it's same. Wow. But yeah, you were saying you had 2 honorable mentions.
Yes,
You
it
had
was
SpongeBob. What was the other one you were saying?
SpongeBob Truth or Square, and then just because I've never seen a Pokemon Emerald speed run, it's called Glitchless, and I feel like I want to watch at least the first 20 minutes to find out what that means.
So
Because,
it's glitchless.
but like, is it like really weird step manipulation? Like, what makes that interesting?
There might be some step manipulation and stuff. I mean, in my opinion, nothing, because I just don't like Pokemon speedruns.
I would want to see what makes that a hard speed run, where it's not just, okay, I got the one good Pokemon, go. Usually it's the glitches that make it kind of
No, that's
interesting.
a phone game.
That's a phone
Pokemon Go's a phone game.
Oh.
I got the one good Pokemon Go.
that was GDQ in a nutshell. That was our favorites.
It was- I'm not gonna lie, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I looked at the schedule originally and was like, "Nah," and then it just ended up being better than I thought.
I'm gonna be
They
honest.
also raised a ton of money for charity, which is awesome.
The first time I opened the schedule and I was like, why is GeoGuessr a speed run? And that like almost
Right,
turned
and
me
then you
off
saw
of the
it.
whole event. Like I was almost done
Yeah.
right there. Like as soon as they put out
And
the
I-
schedule.
And if you remember, I was the one sitting there like, well, they had to review the speed run, so it's got to be something good.
Yeah, you said that. You said it had to be impressive or good or funny or something. And I was like, no. GeoGuessr? What? Why? And I think I was also
And then
grumpy.
that made the list.
That made the list. It was surprisingly good, but I think I was also just upset at where they put Golden Sun. And then GeoGuessr was right
Yeah,
after
the fact
it.
that it was in the middle of the day.
Not good.
Sometimes you gotta let your RPG shine, even if I don't like watching them that much. Sometimes you just gotta do that and give them that primetime slot.
I guess. Once every 7 years or so.
I need to go back and watch the Cave Story 3D reverse boss order.
That was interesting. I had it on in the background and I saw like bits and pieces every 20 or so.
I'm a sucker for any RBO run
Yeah, reverse boss order is.
just to see how you can even do
Oh,
it.
an honorable mention. Finally, the final honorable mention. We didn't mention honorable mentions for Sunday because we had a full amount of things. Kirby Superstar is just a really fun run to watch.
It's a fun watch.
I
That's right. I almost forgot. I did watch that. It was really fun to watch.
yeah, where they do the mix to get the whatever power they want and stuff. I considered running that, but I'm not good at runs, so I didn't. If you'll
They did,
remember, that
they
was
also did. I forget what they did afterwards. As like a showcase. The arena. They did the boss arena, which
Yeah.
is just using what was it? Laser. What's the power up where you mash
plasma.
plasma? And that's like plasma's the thing of that run because it's depending on how fast you can mash
Yeah.
to power
Well,
that up.
so there's plasma, and then also they can do some pretty big damage with the rocket if they do it right.
Yeah, with Jet.
Yeah,
And
jetpack.
also like Jet's great for movement. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, that jet movement is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
Like
Jet
it's
movement's really difficult in that
super
game.
hard. because like they don't lose altitude. Like the jet, like
No.
normally in the game loses altitude as it goes, but they do some cancels to not lose altitude. It's very difficult. I did try to learn that run, and then I was like, you
I
know
remember
what?
you were gonna speedrun Kirby, and then you were like, I don't want to do this anymore.
And
I got
I
sad,
will
so I was gonna
say
watch Rufus do another speedrun.
a lot of that is because of how much I like that game. I didn't want to do it because I enjoy that game so much that I didn't want to go technical and learn it.
On a note of Rufus doing speedruns, I think this is a great time to mention something specific since we're wrapping up on GDQ.
Yeah,
Rufus, take us away.
me.
What are we doing
me-
possibly this Sunday or other day this week?
Here,
We
I'm
haven't
gonna-
decided on the day yet.
I'm gonna look right at you here. I think I'm looking at you. I can't tell because I'm not looking at the screen. But
I'm looking at the webcam.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I was
I'm-
on the webcam.
yep,
Where
yep.
are you? Are you on my side? Are you over here? I need to wait. Wait. Are we good? Yeah, we're facing each other. Let's go.
Me and my buddy that I'm staring at in the same room, even though it looks like he's in outer space, we're gonna do a 12-hour challenge.
We are gonna do 12-hour
do you
challenge.
accept the challenge?
I accept the challenge.
Give me a handshake.
Pick the game for the challenge.
Give me a handshake.
Off camera.
Okay. Yeah.
Extend your hand. Your hand's on camera.
There we go. Handshake.
Handshake. Okay, we're good. We're off camera.
Donkey Kong Country 3. Neither of us know really anything about it. But, it's a Donkey Kong Country game. Never seen it.
It is.
Cal has seen one speed run of it, and I have the exact same video that I still haven't watched yet that I'm going to. So we've seen, by the time we start, we will have seen one run in a different language. So we have no idea what the dude is saying.
I mean, you can watch another run in the.
No.
You can watch a run in the English language if you wanted to.
No.
But essentially, the challenge is we have watched a run, and over a 12-hour period of time, we'll be splitting that up into multiple streams. We will be learning the run. We're going to start off with the blind race, and then we're going to go into learning everything, and then we're going to come back at the very end with another race that isn't as blind, and see who has learned more and who does better.
Yeah.
The winner gets nothing but pride and accomplishment.
And the
A
big
sense
thing
of
too
pride
is
and
like,
accomplishment.
so we're going to be streaming for 12 hours. We're not allowed to read anything about it. We're not allowed to watch extra runs. Whatever we do in our stream time, that's all the prep we
That's
get.
what we do. Yeah,
That's all
it's
we
12
get.
hours. That's it.
And
How good can we get this run down in 12 hours? Are we counting the blind race?
No,
Probably not counting
no,
the blind race to the
no.
12 hours. That's a separate thing where we just blind play through the game.
and we're going to be on stream, and we might be watching YouTube videos. We might be reading. There'll be some playing, and it's going to be okay. We have 12 hours. It's the quickest way to figure this out. And some of it might be,
Yeah.
I can beat the first 3 levels. Yeah, I'm slow, but I'm only going to learn the speed run from level 4 on because I only have 12 hours to learn it. There might be some of that.
That's the strat for warp for any percent where the only warps are in 1 and 2. Just learn all the other stuff so you don't actually use the warps. It's fine.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the run yet. But when
Maybe you should have watched the run like you were supposed to a week ago.
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. Whoa.
Whoa.
But yeah, 12-hour challenge will be really fun. I'm thinking we're gonna do it on this channel. You can stream it to your own if you want as well. But I'm thinking maybe we'll, stream the
Can we
gameplay in
do a
Discord.
split? Yeah, I think we can do that. Yeah.
If you stream your gameplay
I
in
might do it.
Discord,
I might do it on my channel. I wish we were both partners and we could do squad stream, but no, Twitch doesn't allow that for affiliates.
Yeah.
And also Dungeons and Talents isn't even an affiliate because we only stream 1 day a week, and that's just not a thing.
yeah.
Twitch.
But if you were
I
to,
guess you might put it in Discord, and then we could do like a weird single split screen setup thing.
yeah. If you were to stream to your own channel, you could do that. And if you were to make a window capture, or not a window capture, we can talk about it off stream. I know exactly how you can do it. Stream to your channel, and we can still do something on this channel,
Sure.
and it'll still work. I know.
Okay, I like it.
I know how to do it. I know what we got to do. But I think that's all the time we have for today. I think, unless you have something else you want to mention.
No, I mean I'm pretty good.
for the 12-hour challenge, keep a lookout on Twitter or Discord. We're gonna pick a day to do it. We were originally going to.
Discord.
We were Disarray.
Sorry.
We were originally going to do it on Sunday, but D&D looks like it's going to be starting up for me sooner than expected, so it might not be Sunday. So we'll let you know. Keep in
Do it
touch.
sometime.
Keep in touch.
And
Follow
we
the
actually
channel.
will. This isn't Rufus. I'll finish Chrono Trigger sometime. This is we'll actually do it. Sometime.
You. I don't have a comeback. You.
That's because I follow through on my things, but I also
Dick.
stream a lot more.
Oh, did somebody say something? I was taking a drink. I don't know.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
Quick shout outs, I guess we should probably be doing at the end of this
Yeah,
as well.
sure.
To our two channels.
Yeah.
MC Calamity 3, twitch.tv/MC Calamity 3. I'm live most days, playing video games, links to the past and other
And
things.
he plays a lot of cool
And
stuff. It's
I play cool games. I speedrun, I play video games, and I also play randomizer.
He
and
did
it's
a
fun.
Gunstar Hero. I saw it.
I saw it, and I'm 9th place right now. It's still being verified for a run, but I'm in 9th place in that game.
It's true. And I'm pretty sure
My Cyber Shadow run got rejected
There we
because
go.
I had my webcam covering up the game, and that's apparently not allowed. So remember to read the rules before you submit runs, folks.
you can I just posted in the Twitch chat. I posted it, but Twitch chat did you get all that? Twitch.tv/MC Calamity 3 and Twitch.tv/Sagging Rufus. I don't stream a lot right now, but
He streams once every other week normally when Dungeons and Dragons start.
I'm thinking of picking like either a Wednesday or a Thursday and doing like a speed run day and maybe try to de-rust Demon's Crest or something. So I should.
Or are we gonna both go for any percent? Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna try to stream a little bit more. But I definitely enjoy doing the podcast and stuff. But
It is fun.
with that, you guys have a great rest of your week. I
We'll
think
see you next
we'll
week.
be back on
What are
Monday.
do we have anything?
What?
We'll post what we're going to be talking about. And if you have anything on YouTube where you're like, hey, you guys should talk about this D&D thing or this download thing, feel free to post in comments and maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk about it next week.
Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up anywhere that you can if there's a
wouldn't-
topic.
I wouldn't hit anyone because that's not kosher.
I mean, if you're in Canada, you won't have to pay for the medical bills. It's just the legal fees. So
I'm in the United States and I had medical bills and legal fees, so I wouldn't do that if I were you.
if you can do it without being
Anyway,
seen,
everyone have a fantastic rest of your week and see you next week on Monday.
see you
Goodbye.
next week.